Go ahead here. Yeah, you were talking about waypoints on the way. In relationship to waypoints, I don't know whether this is the time to bring this up, but the word Notzrim, watchman. Is there something there that can be of value to us in understanding?
Oh yes, so the word, you're right, the word Notzrim is used in Jeremiah and elsewhere quite frequently in connection with Ephraim, in connection with the lost 10 tribes. Mm-hmm. And this word does mean watchman, has several meanings, does mean watchman. And it can, there are aspects of this use of this word where it implies some type of religious application. Mm-hmm. And in modern Hebrew, present day Hebrew, Notzrim is a word for Christians.
Yeah, but I asked Orthodox Jewish gentleman here just a few nights ago. I asked him, what does Notzrim mean? He said, Christian. And I said, well, what about the other words? You know, why Notzrim? What does the word really mean? As far as I'm concerned, I didn't see any connection between the word Christian, which means of the anointed one or the Mashiach, and the Christian, and Notzrim.
No,
I looked it up in the Hebrew, and I didn't see the connection.
No, the connection is first of all, it's a modern word.
Okay.
It comes from the Christian era. Mm-hmm. Used before. But Jeremiah uses what? So how? I don't want to go into this at this stage. At this point, it's quite complicated.
Yes.
Make it very simple. Christians are names after Nazareth, where the Christian Messiah was born in Nazareth. Nazareth in Hebrew. So you get Notzrim. In other words, the followers of the Nazarene, of the person from Nazareth, literally. But also has other connotations, has religious connotations. And this subject is actually quite involved, quite complicated, and it's one of our points. But it is used in prophecy, and there are commentators, such as the Barbanel, who says that the prophet was referring to Christians. We take it to be as an indication that the lost 10 tribes, yes, will be practicing a Christian form of religion, which they will be termed Notzrim in the Hebrew that will be used in those days by the Jews. And this fits in. It fits in with it fits in with the passages.
Yes.
You don't have to accept it, but it's at a point worth taking into consideration. It also says elsewhere that in Isaiah, at the end of Isaiah, it talks about and elsewhere it talks about the lost 10 tribes drinking and also eating pork. It condemns them as being drunkards and eating pork. So whatever, at least they can't be Muslims.
Yeah. So about the drunkards of Ephraim.
Yes, the drunkards
of Ephraim.
The drunkards of Ephraim.
Sounds like the Aussies to me, doesn't it? Oh, I'm sorry, but Yair and I are both Australian, so we can have a joke about it. But yes, so you're talking about the waypoints, and I got you sidetracked on talking about the watchman, but you're talking about the waypoints on the way.
No, the waypoint. No, there's one of the points of identification who do bring up the connections with the possible connections in prophecy with Christianity. Mm-hmm. Also, drunkenness is another point we bring up, yes, because it does show something. Yes. It shows who they cannot be. There must be people who consume alcohol, yes, too much of it, yeah, and so that eliminates a certain people, certain portion of the world's population. Yes. Mm-hmm. And narrows the field down. And so you take all these different groups and narrow the field down and down and down until you only get to a very specific. Very specific candidates who fit all of the criteria which we come up with. Mm-hmm. And this is a scientific method. You're a scientist, you're a doctor, you know this is correct. This is how they do it.
Yeah. I'm a truth nut like you are, and this is obviously a neglected area. It's intrigued me about half of my Christian life, I suppose. And there had to be some answers, but unfortunately, the more I asked questions, I didn't get any satisfactory answers. But when I came to your website and saw that you'd been writing on it, and I saw that you had some good connections and some good scientific material, I was really encouraged. So, and then to find out that you were a fellow Australian, well, it sounds to me like the man from Snowy River trying to bring the wanderers home, doesn't it? And prepared to go down go down into a deep valley and go to places where other people don't want to go in order to bring them home.
Yes.
And so I bring you that word of encouragement.